I never knew that the young man who helped me fix my bookshelf would bring warmth and joy into my life. I had been living alone for many years, finding comfort in my quiet home. My days were the same, reading my books, drinking tea, and watching the world go by. But one small act of kindness changed everything. Let me take you back to how it all began. My name is Olivia. I am 58 years old and have been divorced for almost 20 years. My home was my safe place, filled with books, paintings, and small things that made me happy. I loved my quiet life, but I didn't know I was also lonely. One afternoon, I decided to buy a new bookshelf for my reading corner. It was a big, heavy box, and I struggled to carry it. That's when I met Ryan. Ryan was young, friendly, and kind. He saw me struggling with the package at the store and quickly walked over. "Let me help you with that," he said with a warm smile. I hesitated at first, but his kindness made me trust him. He carried the box to my car, and I was so grateful. When we reached my house, I invited him inside for a short break before he left. I didn't expect him to stay long, but something unexpected happened. As Ryan stepped into my home, his eyes wandered around the room. He looked at my books, paintings, and little decorations. "You have a beautiful home," he said with a curious yet gentle tone. I smiled and nodded. "Thank you. I've spent years making it feel cozy." His next words surprised me. "It really shows. Everything here feels so special, like it was put together with love." It had been a long time since someone noticed my home like that. His words made me feel warm inside. We spent the next hour putting the bookshelf together. As we worked, we talked about books, places we had traveled, and the little joys of life. There was no awkwardness, no pressure, just two people sharing a conversation. When we finished, we stepped back and admired our work. "It looks perfect," Ryan said. Then, after a small pause, he added, "You really know how to make a place feel welcoming." His words touched me deeply. I smiled and said, "That means a lot. Thank you." As he was about to leave, he hesitated at the door. "If you ever need help with anything else, I'd be happy to come by," he said. I appreciated his offer more than I could say. "That's very kind of you, Ryan. I just might take you up on that." As he walked away, I realized something had changed inside me. My quiet world had been gently stirred, and it felt nice. Sometimes, all it takes is one small connection to brighten our days. The following week, I found myself thinking about our conversation. I had spent so many years alone that I had forgotten how wonderful it felt to talk with someone who truly listened. So, I decided to reach out. I sent Ryan a message asking if he could help me fix an old cabinet. He replied almost instantly, "Of course. I'd love to help." When Ryan arrived, his smile was just as warm as before. This time, he seemed even more comfortable, as if he belonged there. We worked together, sharing more stories about our childhoods, the people who had shaped us, and the dreams we still carried in our hearts. It felt natural, easy, like finding an old friend I had never met before. After we finished, I made us both a cup of coffee, and we sat in my cozy reading corner. We talked until the sun went down. The silence between us was not awkward but peaceful. We simply enjoyed each other's company. "I never thought I'd spend my evening like this," Ryan admitted, looking at me thoughtfully. "But I'm really glad I did." I nodded, feeling the same way. Sometimes, life surprises you in the best ways. As he left that night, I realized something inside me had shifted. Maybe it was the warmth of his presence, or maybe it was the simple joy of sharing laughter with someone who cared. Either way, I knew this was the beginning of something special. Over the next few weeks, Ryan visited a few more times. He was always eager to help with small home projects, but I soon realized that wasn't the only reason he came by. We simply enjoyed spending time together. We found little excuses to meet, rearranging bookshelves, trying out new recipes, or just sitting on the porch, watching the sunset in quiet appreciation of the moment. One evening, as we sat outside with mugs of warm tea, Ryan turned to me with a serious expression. "You know, Olivia," he said, "I've always been surrounded by people my age. But talking to you, hearing your stories, it's different. I feel like I learn something every time we talk." His words touched me in a way I didn't expect. "And I feel the same, Ryan. You remind me that life still holds so many wonderful possibilities." There was a quiet understanding between us, an unspoken bond that neither of us had expected but had found nonetheless. Life has a funny way of bringing the right people into our lives at the right time. And for the first time in years, I felt a renewed sense of connection to the world around me. Sometimes, friendship finds us in the most unexpected places. And that is the beauty of human connection. It reminds us that we are never truly alone. Thank you so much for watching.